CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Ethel and Bunce.
Well, you look like a busy little housewife.
Good evening, Daddy.
Bustling about the kitchen, all dolled up in an apron. What's going on? Where's your mommy?
She's busy. She paid me 50 cents to feed Bobby and put him to bed and get dinner.
Get dinner?
Uh-huh, and it's fun. Know what we're having?
No, what?
Baked beans and potato chips and ketchup. And I'm going to make a lettuce salad.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine.
Did you have a hard day at the office?
Well, yeah, sort of.
You tired?
Oh, yes.
Well, you'll feel better after you've had something to eat.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I will. What did you say Mommy was busy doing?
She's in the den, studying.
Studying? What?
I don't know, but she's got dozens of books, and the phone's been ringing like mad, and she's real busy.
Oh, golly, what's she up to now? Well, I think I'll go and investigate.
You better knock on the door, Daddy.
What, knock on the door of my own den?
Well, Mommy told me to knock if I wanted to come in because she's concentrating.
Oh, okay, all right, I'll
Dinner
knock.
will be ready in about 10 minutes, and you can help me by setting the table, if you will, please, Daddy.
Set the table?
Well, I can't do everything, Daddy. I've still got to make the salad, and Mommy's busy.
Oh, she is. Well, Daddy's just going to see what Mommy is so busy about. May I come in? I said, may I come in my own den?
Oh, yes, dear, yes. Come on in. Hello, dear. Come in.
Well, thank you.
Oh, excuse me just a minute, will you?
Oh, yeah, surely.
Hello?
Go right ahead.
Sit down, dear.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Florence. Oh, heavens. Oh, I know. That's the planning and the zoning board committee, isn't it? Uh-huh. Next Tuesday. 8 o'clock. Thank you. I'll be there, Florence. Sorry, dear. I'm sorry.
If you don't mind, honey, I mean, this happens to be my den, my retreat. Not that I wish to be selfish about it, but it would seem that you've kind of taken it over.
No, dear, but I can shut myself off in here, and you haven't been using it, really, you know.
What, may I ask, are you so busy about that Betsy's taking care of feeding Bobby, getting him to bed, then getting dinner, and, incidentally, asking me to set the table because, well, she just can't do everything.
Oh, isn't she cute?
Cute.
She's a darling, really. She's having such fun. She's still at the age where housework is fun.
Look, Betsy said you were studying. May I ask?
Oh, yeah.
Well, just what you're studying?
Oh, honey, you married yourself one stupid woman.
Well, honey.
I am appalled at my ignorance.
Well.
You know that I don't know anything about city government? Nothing.
City government? Oh, for Pete's sake, is that all?
I think it's terrible. I never realized that I was so ignorant. I don't know what they taught me in school. I know that I had civics, but apparently I didn't listen, or else I just wasn't interested. I mean, I just don't know anything about it at all.
I wouldn't worry about it, sweetheart, really.
You wouldn't worry about it?
No, I wouldn't worry about it. You're doing fine. Look, you got a new house. You got 2 nice children. You got a husband who just wants to come home at night and fling his arms around a pretty girl and kiss her cute little nose.
Please. What? I'm discussing politics.
Well, I don't want to discuss politics. I want to kiss her.
You never want to discuss politics with me.
Oh, here we go again. Look, sweetheart, why do you worry about...
Because I'm ashamed of myself to think I've taken so little interest in how our city is run.
But
And it's the reason cities are run badly, when they are. People like myself are just plain apathetic. If everyone would take an interest in what goes on in his own community...
Okay, climb down off the bandwagon. Oh, look, I'm sorry, but really...
Well, isn't it true? Isn't it true that if everyone would take more interest in their own community...
Well, yes, of course, it's true, yeah, but...
Well, then why do you object to my taking an interest?
No, well, I mean, I don't object. It's just that I just don't want you to...
Just what?
Just that I don't know. It's just that there's sort of a... Well, it's so unfeminine.
Unfeminine? Well, that is certainly rather an old-fashioned view, isn't it?
Well,
like
honey, you're right in a way.
Something.
I agree, but down at all, when I come home, I like to see my wife in the kitchen getting dinner. I like to talk about things that happened at home and, sit down and discuss things. I like to talk about what Bobby did today, if he said anything, or how Betsy did in school, or just little things that happened around the house during the day while I was gone. I like to hear about these things. And,
well, that is certainly rather paradoxical, dear. Only a week or so ago you told me that all men hate to be greeted at the door when they come home at night with news that, the washing machine broke down, or his child had a fight on the playground at school, or that we have a raccoon in the attic, which, by the way, I think we still have.
Okay, all right. You know what I mean, honey?
Yes, I do. You don't want to discuss politics with me, and what I want to know is why.
No, I didn't say I didn't
want...
But
you never do, dear. You'll be reading the evening paper, and suddenly you say, well, I see the city council is up to their old tricks, and I'll say, what now? And then you just look at me, and you say, oh, well, it's too complicated. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry. That is rude of me, I admit.
Oh,
but
I don't blame you, really. The reason you don't discuss anything with me is that I don't know anything, but I'm not going to learn, honey, unless we do discuss things.
All right, honey. In the future, we will.
And it isn't just us. Almost every woman in the Woman's Club has said her husband doesn't discuss politics with her. It's no wonder we women don't know anything. Mrs. Henderson said that her husband, who is just darling to her otherwise, called her stupid one night right in front of people.
He did?
Don't be so stupid, he said. Afterwards, of course, he apologized, but he asked her not to pipe up about politics when she didn't know anything about, said she just made a fool of herself.
Said she was stupid,
And she said, well, how am I going to know anything if you won't ever discuss it with me? And he said, you can read the papers, can't you, same as everybody else.
Oh,
he was
well, you
so
got to admit,
unpleasant,
he's got a point there.
What is it? What's the point?
Well, I mean, she can read the papers. I mean, you can read the papers. I mean, it's all in there. I mean, what's going on everywhere, nationally, locally.
Oh, but I do.
No, honey, you don't. Now, let's face it. Women pick up a newspaper in the right-hand column. See, there's a big headline. Mayor vetoes bond issue. The sanitation department threatens walkout. Now, do you read that? No, not at all, honey. Because right smack in the middle of the paper, there's a picture of a woman clutching a handkerchief, and the caption says, I admit it, I killed him, sobbed the victim's jealous sweetheart. That's what you read.
Oh, I do not.
No, honey, come on now, admit it.
When
don't
you read it, too.
Well, all right, sure I do, but I also read about the mayor and the bond issue.
Well, those things always look so uninteresting.
Well, they're not, honey, if you keep up on them. You've got to read what's going on every day, not just once in a while.
And even if you read something, it doesn't mean that's the true picture. In the paper tonight, here's the governor of the state running for re-election. It tells that he's done this and he's done that for the state, and he sounds just marvelous. Well, then here's something on another page here somewhere. I can't find it. Well, here somewhere. His opponent says, vote for him, because the state has never been in worse shape. Now, I mean, just who do you believe?
Well, honey, you look at the facts.
What facts? Where do I look at them?
Oh, honey.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, honey,
well,
I don't understand.
I don't know where to start telling you about
well,
anything.
Well, make a stab at it. I mean, what are the facts about both our state and local government? What has the governor done that's good? What hasn't he done? What has the mayor done or hasn't done? You know, don't you?
Oh, well, yes. I mean, in a way. I mean, I don't have the facts at my fingertips, but...
You know where to look for them?
Well, I certainly. I think you should find out the facts yourself, though, honey. I don't feel that I should prejudice you. I mean, you should be able to form your own point of view. Well, I mean, the truth is, honey, I think it's very commendable that at last you're taking an active interest in how your government is run. Well, look, here's our little cook.
honey.
Well, how's dinner coming, huh?
The timer rang on the stove, Mommy. I think the baked beans must be heated.
Yes, fine, dear, thank you. And after dinner, because Mommy doesn't want you growing up to know as little as Mommy does about politics, Daddy's going to start giving us the basic facts of government, if he will. Will you, Daddy?
Well, yes, sure. Sure. Basic fact.
All right, Daddy. Betsy and I are sitting here with paper and pencil.
Daddy.
Yeah?
Come on, put the newspaper down, dear. Put it down. Let's plan to spend 15 minutes each night after dinner telling Betsy how her country, her state, and her town are governed. Don't you think that's a good idea?
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, sure. Uh-huh.
It's hard to know exactly where to start.
Yeah.
Would we...
Well, I suppose we start with the federal government. I mean, now there are three main branches, you see. Now, there's the executive, the legislative, and the judicial.
What's that mean?
Well, now, you listen, Daddy. He'll explain. See, the executive branch means the president and the State Department. And
State Department?
No, not the State Department. No, I mean the cabinet. The
cabinet
department. The cabinet, and which consists of, there's the Department of State and Department of Agriculture, Interior, Treasury, let me see. State, Agriculture, Interior, Treasury. Anyhow, they're men who hold these positions, like the Secretary of State. Well, then we have the judicial branch.
Honey, don't go so fast. I mean, tell us the names of the men who hold these positions. I think that's interesting, and I think Betsy should know them.
Well, yes, I think it's interesting, and I think I should know them, too.
You do, don't you?
Oh, yes, honey. I bet I just can't think right off the bat, Just give me a minute here.
Right.
I know them, I know those names. I just can't think quickly what they...
Well, take your time. We're no rush.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to admit, I don't think I could list them. And I know that back in school, I never could remember whether there were more senators than representatives or vice versa.
What are they?
Well,
they're...
senators and representatives, honey, they're chosen from each of the 48 states. They're elected, and they go to Washington.
48? There's 50 states, Daddy.
Oh!
Where you been? Yeah.
50, yes, of course.
Sure,
I just,
50 states, yes.
Truth is, Daddy has his mind on some work that he brought home from the office, which I really should be doing anyhow, dear. I think it's a wonderful idea, but why don't we start it tomorrow, huh?
Well, will one day give you enough chance to brush up?
Oh. Well, give me 2 days, huh? Let's tackle it Friday.
Can I go get another piece of cake, Mommy? I'm still hungry.
Oh, yes, I guess so. Bring me a drink of water, please, if you will, Betsy.
Give me that paper and pencil. You back, Ellie? I certainly ought to know the members of the cabinet. Now, who the dickens is the Secretary of the Treasury?
Yeah, I don't know.
Secretary of the Treasury. I know.
Agnes Moorehead presents her 8th inimitable performance in one of radio's most demanding roles, the woman at the phone in Sorry, Wrong Number. Popularized later on records and television as a novel and motion picture, Sorry, Wrong Number was born on CBS Radio's Suspense years ago. Hear this classic drama starring Agnes Moorehead, the only program in Suspense's history to be given its 8th demand performance. When? This Sunday on CBS Radio. The Couple Next Door stars Peg Lynch and Ethel Bunce with Francie Myers and is produced by Walter Hart and directed by Dick Stenta. This is Stuart Metz speaking.